Martinez.
And I'm Elise Morales.
And this is Go Touch Grass, the podcast where we log in.
So you can log off.
Elise and I are two chronically online comedians, and on this pod, we break down the week in internet discourse, viral memes, TikTok trends, and niche influencer drama so that you can do literally anything else with your time.
Anything else. And if you like what you hear today and you want to hear more, we have a Go Touch Grass Patreon with tons more content weekly, access to our Discord community, and our spin-off series, Search History, where we go back and break down a viral discourse from the past. This week on the Patreon, we are talking about the book Yesteryear.
Yes.
Which wasn't an official book club pick, but we talked about it in our Discord.
Yes.
We've been chit-chatting about it in the Discord.
Yes.
I read it. Millie audiobooked it.
Yeah, you got to bring down that slur that I audiobooked it. For sure.
I just think it's a different,
it's a different experience,
but it still counts.
It still counts.
It still counts. I'm not into it doesn't count.
Okay.
I'm not in the it doesn't count camp, to be clear.
I wouldn't say, like, when people said how many books you read, it's a different thing, but I am consuming
You're consuming
these books.
the books. We can have a discussion about the book.
We can have a discussion about the book.
Because you know what happens in the book.
Yeah. And this is the only way that I'll finish it.
And, yeah.
Because I'll read it. I can read. I am capable of reading. I do have to clarify. You've seen it. You've seen it. We've all seen it, maybe.
All seen it.
I read out loud on the pod, and it's only edited a lot sometimes. So I can read, but, the energy you need to retain to finish a book,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So
I read before bed, and it is like a particular activity that I'm doing to
go to sleep.
So that is part of it. And then also, I struggle with audiobooks sometimes because I do fall asleep, and then I can't figure out where I last was. But I did all the Hunger Games audiobooks. I really like those. I did Summer I Turned Pretty audiobooks.
There's some books that need audiobooks. Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. Sally Rooney is like famously very Irish. I like listening to audiobooks when it's a very narrative forward. Like Yesteryear has narrator that is the voice, and she's crazy.
Yeah.
So you want to hear a voice and you want to hear some acting with that.
No, it's fun.
But I'm saying Intermezzo, I couldn't do the audiobook because a very Irish guy reading the audiobook, and I'm like, bitch, I cannot understand shit about what the fuck he's saying.
That's the thing is, like,
so I need to read that book.
Better.
That book's like 1,000 pages. So,
and if you want to hear us talk more about books, we're doing that this week on the Patreon.
We've been teasing our YouTube for a while, but our episodes are actually on YouTube.
They are.
They're coming out the day of.
Yep.
We're going to get it. We're getting to a place where, you can switch between audio and video when you want. We're working on that technology.
We're working on that technology.
We're working on that. We need to know, you give taxes to the government. You don't know where that shit goes. No. You can see tangible improvements in the Go Touch Grass Nation things every fucking week. And you can see us on YouTube where we have full video episodes and get extra moments. And you can see what we're wearing. And
I'm wearing a New York sweatshirt that I got at the airport.
Wow. Which airport? New York?
JFK.
JFK.
I got it at JFK at the Hudson News, in fact.
Where were you going that you're like, I need to tell people I'm from New York?
It wasn't that. It was that
you were cold at the airport.
It was basically that I was cold at the airport. It was that crazy day where I had lost my phone the night before on like an ill-fated field interaction. And I had a flight to Boston that afternoon, and then I was going to Japan immediately after going to Boston.
Oh my God.
So I had to sort out the situation with my phone, and it was so frantic in the morning that by the time I got to JFK Airport, I got there and I realized I hadn't brought a single jacket or sweater or like anything of that kind.
No outerwear.
I brought no outerwear. And then
it was like fall that you went to Japan.
Yeah, it was like, September. So, and we're going to Boston now. So, anyway, that's how I ended up buying this sweatshirt at the Hudson News, and I get compliments on it all the time.
Wow. Well, we got complimented on our YouTube comments. We got you guys have good glasses.
Thank you.
And come to Brazil. We had our first come to Brazil. And that's how you know you're an iconic woman who's doing something right. When you get invitations to go to Brazil just based on vibes alone. I think we were talking about Alex Cooper, and someone's like, come to Brazil.
Come to Brazil.
Come on, dog.
I'd love to talk about Alex Cooper in Brazil.
I wouldn't think of a better place than Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro.
I'm on the beach. I'm talking about Alex Cooper.
I'm talking about Alex Cooper. Call me what? Call her who? What happened? Anyway, no guests today. Clearly, we have no guests today.
That's chattering
just
along,
chattering
along.
about how many pages. You know, it's okay because you know what? At least you're the reader, you're the English, and I'm the math and science, which
exactly. You're holding it down for the math and the science. It's true.
Never
you're
ever.
The woman in STEM.
I'm a woman in
you're
STEM.
The woman in STEM.
I'm getting the chords correct.
Yeah.
I am doing all that.
These are things my brain's not suited.
But you are really reading books tangibly.
That's true.
And that's I
just finished Strangers. The Bell Biv book.
Yeah, I also did the audiobook. And you know what? Is it reading? Is it not? Belle herself was reading that.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a whole other fucking... I feel like that's an even more intimate experience. A divorce memoir read by the bitch who got divorced.
Exactly.
Like, than fucking reading. So take that.
Yeah. In a way, this podcast is a divorce memoir read by the bitch who got divorced.
Well, certainly the divorce announcement episode was. I think I'm like on pre-divorce vibes. If the podcast for you is divorce memoir by someone got divorced, I don't know what this means for me, but a guy matched with me on Hinge, listened to 9 minutes of this podcast, said, hey, we are not compatible. And it is not physical. Yeah. It is just your beliefs and your belief system and everything like that. And
I just love being like, it's not because I don't find you attractive. It is your mind. It's your mind and your heart.
And you know what? I appreciated that.
I would appreciate that.
I really appreciated that from that deeply. And the thing is, the disturbing part was where I was like, what did he see for 9 minutes that he was like, I cannot date this woman? Because the episode before was about Punch the Monkey. Yeah. So I'm like, we said something
What
crazy.
did he see for 9 minutes? What 9 minutes did he engage with where he said, it's not worth exploring?
It's not worth exploring, and not because of physical.
Yeah, and not because I'm not attracted to the woman in this clip.
This woman in this clip is...
Unfortunately, I watched sound on.
And that was his first mistake. And for all of you guys who are still listening, tuning in, the algorithm doesn't care sound on or sound off. So we need you to let it ride. Again, we need you to rate and review and let it ride. Speaking of let it ride, we have some software updates.
We do.
Someone who has been really letting it ride, Clavicular. I feel like his hype has been dying down, but also, I mean, I don't know. So are we giving him credence? I don't know, but he's doing crazy shit, and we're going to talk about it. Clavicular got a nose job. This is a tweet from @ClippedSeason, and it has 13.8 million views. Lord knows what that means on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it says, Clavicular going viral after showing his brand new nose post-rhinoplasty, Elise, with Dr. Miami.
Pray for him.
Pray for him.
Pray
for Clavicular. Okay, put a pin in Dr. Miami, because Dr. Miami is a huge figure on TikTok, and his employee that was behind all the Dr. Miami memes, he's like a plastic surgeon that goes viral. It was like by this one Cuban American girl named Santana who was running it.
Absolutely.
And then she did a 6-part tell-all about why she quit and how Dr. Miami's an asshole. He probably gave Clavicular this free nose job. At least, what do you think in the before and after?
Well, here's what I'll say is that I don't think that these are good before and afters in general, because one, he's much closer to the camera and he's being lit from above, and the other, he has like much better lighting in the after. So I do think that he's like I don't think that these are good comparative photos.
But we're talking about the nose, Elise.
I feel like the nose, I'm not seeing like the biggest difference.
He made it thinner and smaller.
He made it thinner and smaller.
And the nostrils are smaller.
I think they're making his eyes look kind of large. Like, I don't know if the second one fits his face as well as the first one, but it's hard. I feel like I need to see a nose in profile to see. These are both dead-on photos with different lighting, so.
I like the original nose. I'm going to go ahead and say it. You're being very nice. I'm going to say the original nose fits his face. It makes him look more masked. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I will say
and it's more interesting and real and whatever. He looks more like a person.
I do think he looks a little bit less interesting with the second nose, which I think is the fundamental problem with a lot of nose jobs. you lose character in the face.
Yeah.
And I don't know that it brings him closer to his goal of looking like handsome Squidward or whatever his actual goal is.
Yeah, I think he looked more like handsome Squidward before.
I think he looked more like handsome Squidward before. But again, I would have chosen a different before photo because I feel that this one, the lighting is strange.
Clavicular, famously straight, question mark. He says he's straight, but he says that his ideal male beauty is Matt Bomer.
Okay, I'm seeing images of him. He is handsome.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's interesting.
It's interesting that that's who Clavicular says, and it's also like, is he just trying to look like Matt Bomer?
I feel like Matt Bomer is more square-jawed. I think that there's something more feminine, I guess, to the second one, if what his goal is to be like the ultimate man.
Well, with his new nose, a toe, he flew to France. Clavicular streaming in France. Let's just see some of the content he's got coming out of France. Here's the first one.
Clavicular is in Paris.
Clavicular in Paris. This first one says it's from Alex Panthers. I hate Alex. I hate Alex, and it's translated from French. The cool thing that Twitter is doing that is interesting, you're seeing tweets, like it automatically is translating everything to whatever language. So you are seeing a bunch of tweets from different countries, but about the same things that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So you're seeing what people in Brazil or whatever. So this is someone in France, and they said, I'm feasting. Things got awkward after Clav introduced himself in French to Paris Stacey's.
Oh,
I think
so like hot French women.
Yeah, I think Stacey's is like the Chad.
Yeah, Chad of women is Stacey.
Is Stacey. So now let's watch the clip and see how Clav is doing with Stacey.
And I do want to say this clip is from Kick.
They're taking the longer live stream, clipping it down and posting it, and then this is one of the posts. Yeah. But of course it's from Kick, which is the not woke Twitch.
Yeah. Kick is racist Twitch.
Pump is racist Kick. Kick is less woke than Pump, but
Kick
not as...
is in the middle between Pump and Twitch.
Kick is Mitt Romney. Pump is Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Okay.
Bonjour.
Hey.
Bonjour. Je m'appelle Clavicular.
This is not real. This is actually not happening right now.
It's not?
I don't want to be on the yeah,
I'll film you from this way. Yeah, he'll just point at me if that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
I just wanted to say hi.
Hi.
Je m'appelle Clavicular is awesome.
And the French girls are like, this is not real. What the fuck is this? We don't want to consent. They're not like jumping on him like the ones that he's used to at Arizona State or something.
Well, because normally it's him making an appearance at a place, so then the people who go to these parties with him, like, they actually do want to see him and they're weird fans of his. In this, they're just walking up to a random group of women. The women do appear to know who he is.
Yeah.
Because they're like, no. And one of them immediately is like, I don't want to be on the stream.
Yeah.
So they know exactly what the deal is with him coming up to them, and they're not interested because, outside of his little bubble, actually people think this shit is weird. I feel like he's kind of become just like an internet oddity now. There are people who idolize him, whatever. He goes and does these appearances. They show up. They actually do want to talk to him.
People will do anything for clout.
Exactly. But actually walking random streets of Paris, France, no. People aren't like, oh my God, it's Clav. I'm so excited to see Clav. They're like, oh, it's that weird guy who hits himself in the face with a hammer.
This is from Taylor Clips. At Taylor Clips, it says, I think you're going to have to read this, Elise. Okay. But this is a different language that they're speaking. But before we, whatever. And it's not French. But read the caption.
French.
Read the
it's
caption.
Not French. Imagine I bust down to perfect French. Okay, this is from Taylor Clips. Clav really tried to 1v4 10 out of 10s in Paris and got humbled in 2 seconds. Then we have a crying emoji and a dead emoji. Bro said, don't Google me, and still folded immediately. Paris really not going well for him. So I think what this person is communicating is that he tried to approach himself. He tried to approach a group of 4 10s. Yeah. And he was humbled by them in Paris.
So let's watch this clip of Clav. And now we see the profile. So the nose doesn't look as bad from the profile, but I still prefer the other nose.
Yeah, I don't think he got like a botched nose job. I just don't really see what the point of the nose job was.
Well, it was probably free, and he's an idiot.
Yeah.
So.
Clavicular. Don't look me up though. On Google. I could.
Are you famous?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Well, have a good time in Paris. I hope you will enjoy it.
All right, take care of yourself. Bye.
Goodbye. Bye.
Oh, shit. What other girls to drop game on?
The one French girl, the way she looks at him as after she says have a good time in Paris and like goodbye is so funny.
Yeah, because she's like, you can leave now. After all of this, he posts this.
I do also want to say, like, obviously the groups of women he's approaching, they're all very cute, pretty girls or whatever, but they're also not hordes of models either. Like, he kind of is approaching
like
groups of normal women. They're all like, ew, get away from me. So it's not even like that he's going into a group of like, yeah, model whatever women. It's like a normal group of Parisian girls / women who are like, please leave.
A group of women that are like out hanging out with their friends.
Yeah, like, yeah, they're also not trying to be approached by any weird guy, even if they don't know like what his fucking deal is. Okay, this is a post by Clav. This is Clav. This has 1.2 million views. Girls from the U.S. are a lot more attractive than EU simply because the gene pool was devastated. Okay.
This is, you have to say that this picture is him wearing all white.
Yeah.
And he has his little head in curls and he's wearing a red beret with some blonde woman.
And he's with a blonde woman who's in all white and they're standing in front of the
Eiffel Tower.
It looks like a classic couples photo.
The European gene pool was devastated during World War II.
Because the gene pool was devastated during World War II. All the good genes died in war. While the physically unfit stayed back and reproduced. Ah, interesting. Genetics are the #1 factor in looks, but looks maxing can still bring success. So I'm going to offer my looks maxing course 50% off to the French because not only do they need it, but they also can't afford it at full ticket. Wow. Okay.
This is giving when Azalea Banks on her Wikipedia had a feud with the entire country.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is giving, Clav is beefing with all of France right now. Hitler would roll in his grave for a lot of things, but hearing that the superior gene pool died
I mean,
in World War II.
My other thing, say what you will about the French, go off about the French culture, whatever, and perhaps we have.
We have.
But you can't say that they're not hot.
Yeah.
That's not ever been the complaint.
Never. I mean, that's like kind of their whole thing.
That's kind I know. I was like that's kind of
the whole thing is that they're
pretty hot and they like take a lot of time to make sure that that's the case.
I mean, girls are from the U.S. are a lot more attractive than Europeans. That's interesting. That's also very interesting. Who is even from the U.S. anymore? Like,
yeah, I mean, obviously all of it is crazy. I do want to know more about this blonde woman that he's standing there with wearing the beret.
She's not any of the girls that I think he's injected with peptides or gotten a fist fight for him because those girls are brunette.
Yeah, this is a random girl.
Blonde.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how random she is. She's wearing all white and she has a lav on. So
she
she's
does.
probably
Yeah,
doing
she must be
content.
involved in the stream somehow.
She might be a local.
She does look very Americana. She's blonde. Yeah. You know, she looked. I'm certain that everyone there is very clear that they're American.
Yeah. Well, so Clav is in Paris.
Clav is in Paris. Clav is terrorizing the French. He's mad because French women don't want to talk to him, so he's gonna call them all ugly. Okay.
Yeah. Great. That's our Clav watch.
Clav
watch. Maybe we got to do a Clav watch.
We got to do a Clav watch sound.
Clav watch sound.
Because I think we're just gonna keep observing. I feel like he at this point, like I said, is an internet oddity, and I mean he does represent like a dangerous ideology. So we like need to keep an eye on him for a lot of different reasons.
And you know whether you like it or not, they're watching us.
Yeah.
They're watching us.
Hi, Clav.
Hi, Clav.
Nice to see you.
Clav is obsessed with Go Touch Grass.
Yeah, he's obsessed.
He's obsessed. Okay. Speaking of blank words in Paris, our discourse is the main subject of our podcast, and it's the thing that everyone's talking about. And today we're going to talk about Jay Z.
Wow.
And the question I'm going to ask, I don't know if I should ask it now, but what's really going on with Jay Z? Is Jay Z a psyop? That's what he's getting. That's the allegations of this week. Are people accusing Jay Z of being a capitalistic psyop? So
wow.
I need you to know where we're going.
These are heavy questions that hang in the air.
These are heavy questions, but we're going to get to the bottom of it. This podcast is for anybody who's jumping in, who doesn't know anything. So first of all, who is Jay Z? Jay Z is Shawn Corey Carter, born December 4th, 1969. Nice. Jay Z is an American rapper, businessman, and record executive. He's touted by both Billboard and Vibe, has ranked him as like the greatest rapper of all time. He's rarely rooted in East Coast hip hop styles, and he is known for his complex lyricism that often uses double entendres, wordplay, and braggadocio. And a lot of his music is about rags to riches. A lot of his best songs are detailing how poor and how ruthless he was, you know? Love to bring up, like, he sold crack to his mom. Like, that's something he would say. He shot his brother over jewelry.
For sure.
Like, that is his whole thing. But now he's famous, and now he's things.
And now he's an entrepreneur, beautiful family.
Exactly. So he's a protege of a famous New York City-based rapper, Jazz O. Jay Z, named after the JMZ train.
Right, that's what I thought, right?
He's from the Marcy Projects. Mm-hmm. So it's also like government housing. Anybody who's from government housing, and that is just such a different layer, which is, you know, again, another reason why the Knicks winning is so beautiful, because one of the main players was a kid from government housing. No one really took seriously, and like it was really his like hustle that really got us. Jose Alvarado. Anyway, okay, Jay Z began recording music since the 1980s. He co-founded Rockefeller Records in 1994, and he released his first two studio albums, Reasonable Doubt, that came out in 1996. Put a pin in Reasonable Doubt, and In My Lifetime, 1991. Both of those two albums were critically acclaimed, like really got a lot of really great press and like a lot of respect.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like Jay Z has been very famous, like A-list level famous for my entire life.
Yeah. He's had 11 subsequent albums, including The Blueprint from 2001, Black Album, American Gangster 444, which was in 2017. And like they've all each debuted from Billboard 200. He's had 14 number one albums on the chart, which is like makes him the third most in history. He's topped the Hot 100 on 4 occasions, one with Empire State of Mind with Alicia Keys.
And so much Empire State of Mind being played in New York over the past couple weeks. It was really, it's overtaken, I think, Frank Sinatra. Like, both of them get played, but
a real DJ does the Frank Sinatra first verse that leads into the beat drop of Empire State of Mind.
I feel like both actual watch parties that I was at, they played Empire State of Mind first. Yeah.
It's more pumpy than like thing, but like really you want to hear like Star Spread, and then there's New York, boom, and then he goes into that. His other big songs were Heartbreaker with Mariah Carey, Crazy in Love with Beyonce, and Umbrella with Rihanna, which is like, those are big iconic songs. 1999, 2003, 2007. Just more about Jay-Z. Not only does he have a popping career, and he is also on popping artist songs, he also like owns a lot of shit. He helped launch the careers of Kanye, Rihanna, Neo. He founded Rockaware Clothing Company in 1999. He had a 4040 Club, which is a luxury bar chain. He is kind of like in that businessman thing.
The rapper mogul thing like, not to invoke, but like Diddy was rapper mogul. Like, I feel like that was also a big thing.
Multidisciplinary entertainment agency,
where it's like, it was the thing of like, okay, once you reach a certain level, it seemed like particularly in hip hop, there was this thing of like, okay, now you're gonna do a liquor brand, you're gonna do all this stuff that now I feel like more celebrities, it's like more widely done amongst celebrities in general. But I feel like, and maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but I feel like rap was the first, or like, I'm like, hip hop was the first where people were like, I'm branding this me and I'm putting it out as a celebrity brand.
I mean, that's tough, knowing like the Jane Fonda workout tapes and all that, like whatever. But I also think that whether or not like it's the first thing, I think that for a long time, rap and hip hop wasn't taken seriously enough to like even like invest any money behind it or this and that. So like, whether them being the first signifies like they're doing it, but also that like society and like entrepreneur and like whatever sees that it's a valuable partnership for them. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like twofold, but Jay-Z definitely closed. He did his own streaming service, Tidal.
Right, I remember Tidal. That was like a big deal
Yeah.
when he did that.
He also sold Tidal to Square Inc. and Jay Z joined the board of directors. He became hip hop's first billionaire, which I think, I don't even know if Diddy's a billionaire in 2019. Now he has $2.8 billion. Jay Z.
Jesus Christ.
But you know, what does that even mean? Whatever. And this is all separate from all the shit Beyonce.
Yeah,
does.
then there's the Beyonce of it all,
all,
which is her own thing, and she's got a million brands.
And she, yeah, exactly. And she has like a liquor line, like they're
Yeah.
both like have a lot of fucking money.
They are a business.
They are a business.
They're a couple,
like
they're a
this.
family, but they're also like a business entity together.
So now we got who Jay Z, whatever. So let's talk about what's happening. His debut album that came out in 1996, Reasonable Doubt, is celebrating its 30th anniversary. Again, just to contextualize like why it's such a big deal. According to Pitchfork's Ryan Schreiber, Reasonable Doubt has been considered, quote, one of hip hop's landmark albums, while Birchmeier said it was viewed like Nas's Illmatic 1994 as a classic hip hop album by a young rapper about their street and criminal experiences. Reasonable Doubt helped transfigure gangster rap into mafioso rap, popularizing the subgenre and the imagery of high-class, expensive lifestyle and taste in hip-hop, including drinking Cristal, driving Lexus automobiles, and living out the plots of films such as Scarface and Carlito's Way. In the opinion of Miles Marshall Lewis, Reasonable Doubt was, quote, a seminal work that shocked the world, a personal touchstone for fans of Jay-Z's own age who were getting their own hustles on, hip-hop's young, gifted, and black. Jay-Z said recreating the Reasonable Doubt album would be challenging. You know, obviously, like, it was just such a mark of where he was.
Yeah.
But again, it's like using, like, I think before, which, you know, is kind of like symbolic of like rap and all that stuff was about petty crimes and all this stuff. And it's like, actually, these things that make me a criminal and ruthless, like, I am a mob boss and like I'm getting expensive things and all that stuff. So like, so that was the first album that really changed up hip hop. And if you think about how hip hop, when we were growing up, became all about flashing chains, drinking Cristal, like all this shit, like it was because of Jay-Z's influence. So,
and is that album the one that 99 Problems is on?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, this is his first album.
Okay.
So it's like even deeper cuts. Like 99 Problems was like 2003 or something.
Oh, wow.
So this is from 1996.
Okay.
So to celebrate that, he's doing a residency in Yankee Stadium. He's doing 3 dates, July 10th, 11th, and 12th. And then he's doing he's doing a show in Paris on September 10th, and then a show in Los Angeles. So that's like to celebrate. And he said he's only going to perform Reasonable Doubt in 2, and then there's rumor that one of these dates in New York is going to be for the Blueprint, which is his 2001 album. But it's this big fucking deal. But the real twist and why people are giving him Psyop allegations is because he just announced a deal with Target to sell an exclusive special collector's edition of Reasonable Doubt starting June 26th, which will have limited edition releases featuring white vinyl, exclusive packaging, collectible inserts, and alternate presentation elements. And this is for longtime fans and collectors. Why does this matter, Elise?
Well, we are still boycotting Target.
Yes.
Okay, so like it should be amongst everyone, but I would say in the black community in particular, there has been a long-standing boycott of Target, aversion to Target, because Target was one of the first companies when Trump 2 began, and Trump 2 started coming after DEI as they were they were literally like, if in my recollection, they hadn't even done anything yet, but Target was like, hey, so we're ending our DEI program, just by the way.
Yeah.
And Target had been very, very, as we all probably remember, like when being woke, quote unquote, was in vogue, Target has the Pride section. They have all the Juneteenth stuff. Like they're, trying to parlay with the woke crowd. And then as soon as they sniffed that maybe there was going to be the conservative cultural pivot that did not actually come to be, but that everyone thought.
It did happen in many ways, but it didn't in other ways.
I think a lot of people, this is what I feel about like Sydney Sweeney. There are a lot of different things. I think there are people who put a flag down really fast, thinking that it was going to be like a wholesale conservative cultural pivot where conservatives
for years,
where conservatives were going to be at the top of everything. You have to come out and explicitly say that you didn't vote for him, and it's bad PR if you don't. So I think,
Speaking of bad PR, Jay Z has never said, like, this is all separate from the rest of the things that we're talking about. I mean, great recap. Amazing. That's totally
it's
it.
All in here.
Because we did an episode about it with Tabitha Brown, who was a fucking TikToker, and she was getting dragged.
Yeah.
So Jay-Z, and then Jay-Z hasn't ever himself publicly, I don't think he's publicly endorsed anyone. I'm not going to say that. He doesn't answer questions about who he's voting for. Beyonce does go to like Kamala stuff. I don't think I've seen Jay-Z in anything.
Beyonce posted a picture of her in a Beto hat the day of the election.
The day of the election. Yeah, Beyonce will do the bare minimum, like a little too late.
Yeah.
Jay-Z won't do it at all. And there is photos that came out within this past year of Jay-Z and Beyonce at a gala at Ocean's Casino where we went for my birthday, where I got diarrhea and I had to leave the roulette table.
Yep, speak on it.
They were sitting next to Ivanka and Jared Kushner. They were at a fucking gala this year.
Beyonce and Jay-Z were?
Beyonce and Jay-Z sitting at a table with Ivanka and Jared Kushner this year at Ocean Casino. So that's not even... So put a pin in that.
That's exactly why Ivanka fucked off for Trump round 2, by the way, because she wants to still be able to sit next to Beyonce and Jay-Z at like a weird private event. And but
Jay-Z and Beyonce are fucking...
I know, they're stupid. But I'm also like, that's her getting exactly what she wanted, because she was like, I actually want to still be able to hang out with famous people.
She fucked off kind of, but she fucked off and she wants to open her own billionaire island off the coast of Albania.
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying she's up to good deeds. I'm saying that she was so front and center. Trump won, and now we don't see shit from her. And I think it's because she's like, I want to build a billionaire island with my celebrity friends, and I need to maintain my celebrity friends to do.
Well, there we go. Well, Kim's hanging out with her. So yes, people are pissed because they're still boycotting Target. People have not decided that Target is off the hook. Even Pastor Jamal Bryant, who was one of the people who pushed for the boycott, earlier this year, he tried to say that it's over because from his perspective, Target had made enough progress on its financial commitments. Jamal Bryant got dragged when he tried to do it earlier this year, and now Jay-Z is getting dragged about specifically the Target deal. With Jay-Z announcing this exclusive Target thing, he's trying to end the boycott, but the black community, quote, never signed off on that ending, and they're still clear about why. For them, this isn't just about an album release or business deal. It's about holding firm to the values that are important to them and what they feel like Target turned away from. That gap between what a brand says is resolved and what customers have actually decided is what marketers often underestimate. And, this person's talking about brand strategy.
Yeah.
So, again, consumers have been, opting out. And while Target says they have reinstated some of their financial commitments, including a $2 billion pledge to black-owned businesses, but people push back and say, what about the gaps elsewhere? Because you can give money to black-owned businesses, which is whatever, but the minority hiring initiatives, third-party accountability, getting a third party to audit how racist your company is, having consistent support for Pride. Again, you were saying, they used to be super woke, then they got unwoke, and then they're trying to go back and forth.
They'll put up pride displays and then take them down and this and that and the other thing. And, they were very, very vocal at Target, especially around, the BLM summer of being we've brought in all these brands from black-owned businesses and blah, blah, blah. And, they were so forward with that. So I just think it's also just, I feel like, they've never accounted for the hypocrisy of doing that. And it's you revealed that your company, I mean, it's I guess company ethics is an oxymoron, but you revealed that your company's ethics don't actually exist. And it's just about what you think is the prevailing culture. And so, maybe they'll reinstate all these things, but they'll take them away.
Again. So again, this is what people are saying, a partial restore doesn't repair what is going on. And this Forbes article, I'll try to find the author. We'll link it in the show notes. But somebody quoted, I love this quote. When a brand violates that trust contract, one typical reflex is to communicate its way back with something, a new campaign or a high-profile partnership that changes the conversation. They tried to do that with Jay Z. But it's trying to solve the wrong problem, this person says. To the consumer, it feels like when a company gives disgruntled employees a pizza or ice cream party instead of addressing their real concerns.
Yes.
You don't rebuild a broken contract with better content. You rebuild it by showing over and over again that the terms are back in place. The values are once again aligned. Until that happens, every cultural placement, no matter how cool, no matter how in the culture it reads, as a deflection to the audience that's actually watching. It's not fucking coincidence that Jay Z, like, who is buying Jay Z's 1996 vinyl version? Older black consumers.
Yeah.
And who has been boycotting Target? Older black consumers.
That's the thing that's interesting to me, especially with stuff like this, is I've gotten to a place where, like, it never surprises me that people are greedy or don't care, or that someone's willing to, like, sacrifice their ethics to have a Target partnership. But it's actually bad business for you to do this. Like, if the thing you actually only care about is business, which is what it seems like would motivate his choice here, I'm like, it's actually bad business for you to do this, because the people who would buy this are also the most likely people to be invested in the boycott still.
Yeah, there are some people who are like, you guys, it's not that serious. Like, people don't control, like, somebody said, it's a routine business deal centered on one of hip hop's most celebrated albums. Like, retail partnerships have been very common. It's not a thing. And artists are not responsible for enforcing consumer boycotts. They just make deals. That's what pro people are saying. And, this is what we're going to talk about, whether Jay Z is a psyop or not. This is not the first time he's done something like this. He has done something like this multiple times. Specifically, in 2013, Barneys, you got to think back to 2013, pre-Trump.
Yes.
But Obama was president. Conversations about race hadn't really exploded the way that they have right now. But there was a lot of stuff in the news.
Ferguson was 2014, right?
Ferguson was 2014.
So I feel like that was there was obviously a lot of conversation.
There's a lot of
conversation. But I feel like the modern conversation that we're talking about is rooted a lot in Ferguson.
Or Trayvon Martin, or this and that.
Well, yeah, it's like you can always go back.
You can always go back, but the conversation in 2013 was basically about how Barneys in New York, anytime a black person would go and buy something, they would call the cops and arrest them and detain them, even though they had their card, their ID, whatever. And there was specifically like a run of people having this done, and right after the run, guess who does a partnership with Barneys? We'll watch a clip of this reporting from 2013 where somebody was talking about Jay Z fucking up a boycott.
We're going to turn now to new accusations of racial profiling, with rap mogul Jay Z now caught in the middle. One of the most famous names in the music business is feeling pressure to bow out of a lucrative fashion deal with one of the most exclusive stores in the country. This as another famous department store is also being singled out. ABC's Rob Nelson is here with the details. Hey, Rob.
Hey, guys. Good morning. It is a store synonymous with high-end New York shopping, but this morning Barneys is finding itself embroiled in a controversy over race as even more accusations of racial profiling come to light.
Son, do you know I'm stopping you for? 'Cause I'm young and I'm black and my hat's real low.
Quite possibly the most well-known lyrics in Jay Z's career, 99 Problems, is hitting close to home for a few others.
All I kept hearing was, it's a fake card, you're going to jail.
Overnight, Rob Brown, the actor best known for his roles in Finding Forrester and the hit HBO series Treme, is speaking out, saying he was racially profiled by a New York department store. The Don John star is suing Macy's and the New York Police Department. The suit alleges workers for the store alerted police after Brown paid for an expensive watch, accusing the actor of fraud.
I have so much ID on me. This is my card. It's not a fake card. I just bought this watch.
In a statement, Macy's says, "We are investigating the alleged claims. As we were just made aware of this lawsuit, we do not comment on matters in litigation." The CEO of high-end clothing store Barneys is calling alleged profiling by workers in his stores unacceptable. Two young African-American shoppers came forward this week saying their skin color alone prompted suspicion by workers and police. Treyon Christian, a 19-year-old college student who bought a $350 Ferragamo belt, says he was stopped and handcuffed by undercover cops on claims that his card was fake.
She swiped my card. She said, "Where's your ID?" I showed her my ID that has my name on it, and boom, it went through.
Kayla Phillips, a 21-year-old nursing student, was also stopped by police after she used her tax rebate to buy a $2,300 bag from Barneys.
I was feeling helpless, demeaned.
This morning, Jay Z is facing pressure to bow out of his partnership with the high-end retailer, which carries exclusive items designed by the hip-hop mogul. A petition for Jay Z to cut ties with Barneys now has over 4,000 signatures. Now, Barneys has hired a lawyer with civil rights experience to review its store operations. But meanwhile, some Jay Z fans are pushing back on calls for the rapper to ditch Barneys, saying part of the proceeds from the deal will go to the rapper's scholarship charity. Jay Z's line, guys, is set to hit the shelves sometime next month.
A big PR nightmare for these stores, especially ahead of the holiday season, the shopping season.
What a PR nightmare.
What a PR nightmare. I mean, it is, it's admirable the way the Jay Z Army will come to defend him anytime. They're like, the money from the proceeds will go to his charity. Come on.
Girl, and let me tell you something about that fucking charity. The petition at the time of this video had 4,000. The petition, I went to go look at it today, had 60,000, like 58,000 signatures. And you know, it's from someone that says, right as Jay Z prepares to roll out a new partnership with Barneys for the holiday shopping season, I've been disappointed to hear new allegations about how the retailer treats young black consumers. They talk about the Treyon Christian, who's the guy who bought the belt, and they put him in jail. Then they talked about Kayla Phillips in the petition. This person says in the petition, I've been a lifelong Jay Z fan. Jay Z is currently in partnership with Barneys, New York, for the release of his holiday collection called A New York Holiday, or BNYSCC. Barneys lacks any connection with the black and hip-hop community, and without his vast wealth and power, they would see him the same as Treyon Christian. Jay-Z should be appalled by Barneys' actions and withdraw all support for them. If he does this, he will send a clear message to all corporations that are like-minded, that this behavior cannot be tolerated any longer. Please join me on calling on Jay-Z to withdraw his support. Jay-Z then responds with this statement. I'll read the first thing. This collaboration lives in a place of giving and is about the foundation. I'm not making a dime from this collection. I do not stand to make millions as falsely reported. I need to make that fact crystal clear. The Shawn Carter Foundation is the beneficiary, and the foundation is receiving 25% of all sales from the collaboration, 10% of all sales generated in the store on November 20th, and an additional donation from Barneys. This money is going to help individuals facing socioeconomic hardships to help further their education at institutions of higher learning. My idea was born out of creativity and charity, not profit. And then it's basically going to say, everyone's lying about me. I hate discrimination, whatever. I remember this because I was a fucking secretary at the time, and I remember that I looked this up, and I looked up the fucking financials of the Shawn Carter Foundation, and I found that it was very fucking shady. At the time, I remember that the Shawn Carter Foundation was headed by his mom, and it was ridiculous because I found at the time they gave like an abysmal, like 15 people like $10,000 each, or 40 people $10,000 each to go to like community college and technical school. Now it's $15,000 a year, which I'm not gonna say makes a huge difference, but you're a fucking billionaire.
Yeah.
And also 25% of all addition, like, fuck you.
Yeah.
At the time, I thought 25% of sales is whack. 10% of all sales from from one day is whack. Like, that's just not enough.
Yeah.
If you're calling on people to stop complaining about racial profiling,
Yeah.
you're going to have to do better than that. I remember specifically, this fucking nonprofit is shady. It got a lot of scrutiny. Now you go on the website, they have their tax records up there, but from 2017 on. From 2017. And 2017, let me tell you, I looked at the fucking tax records. 2017 to 2024 are wildly different. 2017, it was given $100,000 or $200,000 or whatever, and now it's like $10 million, and it's run by a corporation in New York City. 2017, his mom was still running it. Shady, shady, shady. Okay.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this before we move to the...
I mean, I guess the kind of sense that I'm getting between him doing this and him doing the Target thing is just that he goes knows where the money is. Like, he doesn't care where he gets his money from. He'll sell crack to his mom. Like, he's kind of like, okay, yeah, you want to offer me a partnership? And there's part of me that wonders if these brands, in the middle of a PR crisis involving Black Americans, make a fucking list of the top 10 Black people that they know and have heard of, and then they go out to them and see who wants to do a collab, and maybe Jay Z is kind of the one who's always like, yeah, I'll do it, because he doesn't give a shit.
And that is true, because Jay Z did the same thing in 2019 with the NFL.
Right.
So when
I remember this.
When Colin Kaepernick was protesting the NFL and talking about police brutality, that shit started in fucking 2016. Colin Kaepernick was kneeling at the beginning of things. He got blacklisted, lost a bunch of money, got fired. Black people were not fucking with the NFL for a while. I mean, especially 2016. Then Trump won. The NFL was really going through shit. You know what I mean? Especially because the NFL, the culture of, even though most of the players, I would say like 80-70% of the players are Black, the culture of who owns the NFL, I think it's like one of the most like insidious and conservative. And like kind of slavery shit. There's slavery.
The vibes are weird at the
NFL things. So Colin Kaepernick starts kneeling in 2016. Post like all the Michael Brown stuff and all the police brutality stuff, like, which is an extension of this. We can all like track back to how culture moves and how Jay Z will betray people. So
every step of the way, Jay Z will collab with the oppressor.
So on August 13th, 2019, the NFL announced that it was entering a partnership with Roc Nation, the entertainment company founded and led by rapper Mogul Jay Z. The deal was in works for months, and that means, like, basically, which is what we're seeing now, Roc Nation helps advise on selecting artists for the Super Bowl and other major NFL performances. While the deal effectively gives Jay Z a major role, this is an article from the Time announcing it, gives Jay Z a major role in developing one of the most watched concerts in the country. It also includes a social justice partnership between the rapper and the NFL. Roc Nation, the NFL adds, will play an important role in the NFL's recently launched Inspire Change initiative, a collaboration between the NFL and the Players Coalition, a group of NFL players seeking to advance social and racial justice. The initiative focuses on three causes in particular: education and economic advancement, police and community relations, and criminal justice reform. Both parties say the deal is an important step forward in indicating the NFL's strong commitment to helping marginalized communities. With its global reach, the National Football League, NFL, has the platform and opportunity to inspire change across the country, Jay Z said in an August 13th statement. This partnership is an opportunity to strengthen the fabric of communities across America. August 30th brought the first glimpse of what the partner will look like, with Roc Nation announcing that three musical artists, Meek Mill and Rhapsody, and singer Meghan Trainor, had been named the first Inspire Change advocates.
I'm sorry.
They're going to perform a free September 5th pregame concert at Chicago's Grant Park. The announcement also included details about an Inspire Change apparel line and details on the Songs of the Season, a season-long effort where artists will create songs for NFL programming. The proceeds from the song will be used to fund the Inspire Change initiative.
From the Meghan Trainor, Meek Mill, and who else song?
No, they're going to pay artists to write songs for that Inspire Change for the NFL's program.
Okay. And I guess Meghan Trainor is there at this time because she's doing the body positive thing, but now she's on Ozempic.
And she's doing
I just want to make sure that we're charting what's going on. And
when she was a thick white woman, she was involved with Roc Nation.
When she was all about that bass.
Yeah.
She was
now she's all about the treble, and she's
she's all treble now.
She's all
treble now.
Okay, so what do you think about this?
I mean, I'm kind of, this is just the picture I'm getting, and it feels congruent with how I've kind of started to come to feel about Jay Z and Beyonce, corporate entity. And obviously, I would never say anything bad about Beyonce. And we're going to have to pay, we're putting all of this at the $1,000 paywall.
The $1,000 paywall where we talk about Ariana Grande's eating,
maybe
issues
if she
has
an
eating disorder or not.
We don't know.
And then we'll talk about Beyonce's capitalist faux pas.
Yeah, exactly.
But right now on Free Feed, we'll talk about Jay-Z's.
We'll talk about Jay-Z's, and we'll just say, she's his wife. So, and she's as well married.
She was sitting at the table with Miss Ivanka. She didn't get up.
She was sitting there. It's very interesting. I have this image of them always as like up in this tower looking down and like deciding when to say or do. Never politically, really.
No.
I mean, but they were involved with the Obamas.
They were involved with the Obamas. The thing that disturbs people, especially about Jay-Z and about Beyonce, is not that like artists have to be political, but it's like they both use the imagery of marginalized people and the imagery of like pro-black revolutionary shit in their art, but then constantly undercut these black. Well, Beyonce's not undercutting it, but it's not like when you start digging through what do they actually do to support, they're very quiet about what they, not that they don't do anything.
Yeah. The influence that they have on a cultural level and particularly in like the black community, like if they wanted to move votes on something, they could
actually be revolutionaries.
Do that. Yeah, they could do that. And that's like we're going to talk about her later, but like that's a critique of Taylor Swift too, like she says who she votes for, but she doesn't, she doesn't
mobilize
people. She doesn't mobilize people on issues or like really, really, really put herself out there and say what's happened with reproductive freedom is wrong or like whatever. She'll come election time, she will be like, I didn't vote for Trump. And that's kind of where I'm not voting for Trump and maybe you shouldn't either. Like that's kind of where she lives. But Beyonce is kind of similar, I feel.
Yeah, I guess so. But I feel like with Taylor Swift, because she's white, she does invoke like what it's like to be a woman and all that. And she does invoke that. So she does have a responsibility. But I do feel like people do hold a different standard for her that it's not as egregious.
Yeah.
But whatever. At the time, somebody posted this with the announcement of Jay-Z and the NFL's partnership. Eric Reed 35 posted in 2019, quote, "Let's diffuse the uprising of black voices demanding justice with concerts to, quote, inspire change that have nothing to do with real action. It's cool because our token black guy set up the concert." There was already people at the time. And then Colin Kaepernick posted this.
Whoa.
And he says, he just posted, "Reading always gives me clarity. Quote, what they seek is not to end oppression, but to transfer the oppressive apparatus into their own hands." And quote, Robert L. Allen, Black Awakening in Capitalist America. And this is from an article from 1969.
The year Jay-Z was
born.
The
year Jay-Z was born. But basically about how some people will use black liberation to wield let's just read. I'm like, we should just read. In summary, CORE and the cultural nationalists draped themselves in the mantle of nationalism, but upon examination, it is seen that their programs, far from aiding in the achievement of black liberation and freedom from exploitation, would instead weld the black communities more firmly into the structure of American corporate capitalism.
I feel like it's similar to like the critiques we see of like girl boss feminism where it's like, we're going to use the language of this movement to get to a certain degree, but at the end of the day, I'm just using it to work for the same system that we're kind of supposed to be dismantling.
Exactly. So, that's what it says, and it's, but he's not saying fuck Jay-Z. He's saying there are people that were using this, like welding this.
Yeah. He's kind of implying that Jay-Z is one of these types of people where it's like, because obviously like 99 Problems is a political song and what it's talking about.
There's like him getting pulled over and harassed for the cops just because he's black.
Yeah.
And
glove compartment's locked, so there's a trunk in the back, and I know my rights, so you're going to need a warrant for that.
Exactly. So again, it's such an empowering, invoking image for people.
Yeah.
And yet, and also half of his songs are about being a black guy in like white spaces or having an appreciation for arts and luxury. And then you know, people have been making this critique for a long time, but every time it kind of quiets down. I can't even get into all the things because there was something like he did like really, really push for the Barclays Center to be open.
Yes.
And like displaced a lot. You know, people still have a grudge against him for what he did with the Barclays Center.
Yeah.
And also, he tried and failed to get casinos opened in New York City. In Times Square, he wanted a big casino. Mm-hmm. And his whole thing was like, his line was like, I'm helping the black community. And people were like, by opening a casino?
No.
Like, what the fuck?
No.
So, all of this is in the background. And now we have this Target deal.
Yeah.
So now people on TikTok are pissed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to show you any of the pro things because I don't care, and this is my podcast. I'm not going to give you a pro Jay Z take, but we're going to watch two interesting points about what Jay Z's done and like what the conversation is like about him and this is conversations on Twitter, on Threads, on everything. They're having these conversations, but I feel like these two videos exemplify what's happening.
Okay.
Remember when I shared my theory that Jay Z is basically working with the NFL to sow racial division and also keep us locked into this horrific American paradigm via the Super Bowl halftime show? Well, I think he's doing it again, but this time with Target. After Trump's 2025 inauguration, one of the biggest companies that decided to slash its existing DEI initiatives was Target. This felt like a major betrayal to the Black community, who has really been bolstering Target's existence since it started. Since January 2025, Black people have not been shopping at Target. The effects have been clear and staggering. Target's stock value has plummeted since Black people decided to pull our dollars. It seems like maybe Target is regretting its decision to pull DEI. Now, of course, they're never going to admit wrongdoing. They're not even going to bring DEI back. Here's what they're doing instead. Jay Z is doing an exclusive partnership with Target to release his album. Why would Jay Z partner with Target? What does he get out of it besides money, of course? Jay Z is conspicuously missing from all of the Diddy-related litigation that's going on. He does not want to go to prison. I think that the Trump administration probably said, all right, bet, we'll keep you out of it. Earlier this year, we saw pictures of Jay Z and Beyonce seated at the same table with Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner at Jay Z's own charity gala. The reason that that was remarkable was the event was a charity gala for Jay Z's charity, which means his people had control over the seating. For Ivanka and Jared to be seated at Jay Z and Beyonce's table, chumming it up with Jay Z and Beyonce, knowing that it would be a well-photographed event, was not lost on me. I sort of took a mental note of that and filed it away for later. We know that the US government is basically 3 corporations in a trench coat. Corporations have more rights in this country than actual human people do. I don't think it's a coincidence that Target, which is one of the largest corporations in this country, which has now been facing major economic backlash for their alignment with President Trump, is involved with Jay Z. So my theory is he's probably attempting to do the exact same thing with Target that he has successfully done with the NFL. I don't think that Black shoppers are going to be returning to Target in droves just because Jay Z has an exclusive partnership with Target for an album. However, Jay Z has almost made himself the unofficial head of like the Black entertainment caucus that we can't see. He has the power, the capital, the access, the resources to whip votes back to his side. We know that these celebrities have no scruples. We know that music artists are fighting for their lives and owe money to the essentially mafia, which is their record label. After Jay Z partners with Target, he's gonna start slowly getting other Black artists to come into the fold. Then suddenly we're gonna start to see other Black artists with exclusive Target partnerships. I would assume that the hope is to slowly erase Target's wrongdoing from the Black consciousness. But that's not going to happen. Black people are fed up.
Okay.
So one theory is that Trump is
forgiving Jay Z for Diddy related stuff. Okay.
Diddy, I mean, there is a Diddy Jay Z connection.
Yes.
That's paywall.
Put a pin in that maybe forever until we have like a good legal team on our side.
Yeah.
If you guys want to fund the Patreon at the legal defense level, we can do the Diddy Jay Z connection.
I mean, it's not that. I mean, we wouldn't even need that. Like, just every year, Jay Z hosts a brunch called the Rock Nation Brunch. Who's there every year except for last year? Diddy.
There's part of me that when I hear that, I'm like, okay, come on, it's the Trump administration, but like that sounds crazy. But then I'm also like,
it's the
I
Trump
don't know,
administration.
the Diddy stuff was crazy, and we recently found out that a global cabal of elite pedophiles was running everything. So I don't know. What I do definitely think is on the table that she was talking about, and this is at Fitted Prof.
Yes.
I think very interesting thing that she said was the idea that, like, because he is such a entertainment mogul behind the scenes, he can start filtering more like Rock Nation artists towards
That's
Target.
what he did with the fucking NFL.
Exactly.
That's why Bad Bunny, that's why Kendrick Lamar.
That point resonated super hard with me, that it's like, oh yeah, it's not just actually about him, Jay Z. It's also about the controlling stake he has in black entertainment generally.
And what is he using it to do?
Yeah.
He's using it to
undermine stuff.
He's going to keep doing it, but he's not getting away. I think, again, this is just another example of the audience is a little smarter now. You got to be a little bit more. So we'll watch one more video. This is by Tyler Jarrell.
Tyler Jarrell.
And I stand by my statements about Jay Z in that video because I don't respect that nigga. Jay Z is the culture vulture of rap. He's the culture vulture y'all swear up and down Drake and all these other niggas that been all these years. This the same Jay Z that was selling liquor to the black community from Douce to Cristal, being a poster boy for all these years. Then when they said they don't care about black people and Jay Z buying their shit, he switched over to Ace of Spades and did the same thing. This the same Jay Z who backdoored Colin Kaepernick and Jermaine Dupri for the NFL deal, used Travis Scott and motherfucking Maroon 5 as the leverage. Then when he got in the dough, we got to get past the kneel, and it worked at one point, but we got to let it go. And when Kaepernick and his wife checked that nigga, y'all told them to shut the fuck up and move on. This the same Jay Z that got promoted as the president of Def Jam because he sold Dame Dash, Irv Gotti, Jay Prince, and Suge Knight out when they tried to make the first union in the music business so artists can get more out of their contract, and he went in the back door and sold them niggas out. This the same nigga that ushered in the 360 deals so artists can keep getting robbed and use Death of Auto-Tune and killed T-Pain's career as the example for that shit. Because T-Pain was touching everything from album sales, singles, to shows, features. Nigga was getting credited just for using Auto-Tune and was doing award shows 2-3 years in the game. And Jay-Z stopped that shit. Then he want to be on stage talking about, oh, you niggas is some workers. Go holler at them white people and get your money back, even though you helped them white people take their money in the first place. And then let's get to the meat and potatoes of this shit. You at the Roots picnic. Did you and the Roots forget what a picnic was? A picnic is where a bunch of non-melanated people festive and kick it and hang out and then find a bunch of melanated and black motherfuckers to lynch off and kill. And y'all okay with this sellout ass shit? And then you on stage bragging about how you get under skin from when you stabbed up Un. And come to find out it wasn't even about Un leaking your music. It was about both of y'all trying to fuck on Charlie Baltimore, which was Biggie's girl up until he died. If Biggie is your rap partner and your man, why you trying to move in on this girl the minute he get killed off? And then you wearing Biggie Jesus piece every time you go record an album on some ritual shit trying to harness his energy, you fucking weirdo. I don't fuck with Jay Z, man. Get that bitch ass nigga up out of here.
I mean, there was some lore there that I'm not familiar with. There was some deep cuts to that. But yeah, I mean, I just am getting a picture of like Jay Z's like an unscrupulous person. He doesn't care. He'll go where the money is, even if that means, again, selling crack to his mom, even if that means like selling out his own community. And I think, unfortunately, we've seen it time and time again. There's a lot of money in being the person who's willing to do that. Yeah. There's a lot of money in being the person who's willing to like launder these companies' reputations and help the NFL and do all of that. It seems now from Barneys on, especially, that if now companies kind of know that they can go to Jay Z for that. Like, I think he's also now built a reputation. Like, you can't imagine that people who helped orchestrate the NFL thing had never heard about the Barneys thing, that Target doesn't remember the Barneys thing,
well,
that like no one is aware. Like, these people are very aware.
Jay Z now sold out the black community for, quote, 25% of sales 25% of sales from a collection that he made, and 10% sales from one day of operation, November 20, like not even a symbolic day. Like, he will do it for fucking nothing. Also, he's the richest fucking guy. Like you don't even need
to do that.
You won't see material difference in your life from day to day after $500,000, I've heard. Maybe after 1 million or whatever. Back to the original question. Do you think Jay Z is a psyop?
I actually don't think that Jay Z is a psyop, because I think that I don't know. I guess I would have to define psyop. Can you be a psyop if you if you have full agency? Like, I think he's choosing to do these things with full knowledge and understanding. I don't think he's being like manipulated or tricked.
So my understanding is a psyop can manipulate and trick you.
Because I guess my thought is when someone says like, oh, this person is a psyop, I always think that they are like, it's almost like the Josie and the Pussycats movie. Like, they don't know that they're the pawn of the evil corporation, but...
Okay, so PSYOP is short for psychological operation. Yes. It's a tactical use of propaganda, misinformation, and psychological manipulation. Historically a military term, it refers to planned operations designed to influence the emotion, reasoning, and behavior of enemy forces or civilian populations to gain strategic advantage. Using kinetic force, it aims to win by shattering morale, sowing confusion, and altering public perception. Tactics include dropping leaflets, broadcasting radio messages, or deploying coordinated digital misinformation campaigns across social media platforms.
Yeah, but I feel like when people talk about an artist as a psyop, they're like, oh, they're just meant to like sow something in culture, or like represent something, or like make a social shift, which I do think these companies are using Jay Z to do. I just also think he's like fully on board with it and aware.
Yeah, so I think he is, but they're not psyoping him, but I think
or I guess, okay, here's my hesitation, is I feel like sometimes when people say that someone is a psyop, they mean like their entire career and their entire popularity was manufactured from the beginning to do this thing.
No.
I don't think that is true of Jay-Z. I think that Jay-Z's
organically found him.
Organically got to a huge level and then now allows himself to be wielded in this way. But I think that Jay-Z, like, I don't think that, the forces of capitalism created Jay-Z. I think that he has now just aligned himself with them at a later date.
I did not know that Ocean's Casino fucking event was his.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They intentionally put him on that thing, but...
Yeah.
So I'm saying that Million Tamaras is saying Jay-Z's a psyop. Has psyop activities.
Yeah, I would
say the Target thing is a psyop.
The Target thing is specifically designed. Yeah, I think he's using he's letting himself be used as a psyop.
Yeah.
I don't think his entire career is a psyop, but his current activities are.
Speaking of psyops, I think we're ready for
our final segment, Grasshole of the Week. This is our segment where we talk about the people, individuals, groups, entities, businesses, psyops that need to log off the most. We're staying in the musical world today.
Yeah.
We're staying in the musical world today, but we're shifting.
Okay.
We're shifting. Because this week's Grasshole, it's a group. It's a group. It's the Swifties terrorizing the town of Westerly, Rhode Island in search of Taylor Swift's wedding.
Oh, my God.
And this is also just a way for us to kind of do a wedding watch.
Yeah, we're wedding watching.
We're wedding watching. It's time.
I think, did you say that it was on your bingo card that Taylor Swift was going to have the ugliest wedding dress you've ever said?
I said Taylor Swift ugly wedding dress.
Yes,
not the ugliest,
okay.
but ugly wedding dress.
It's going to be ugly, yeah.
I continue to believe that. I do think she's been working with a better stylist lately.
Yeah, her style has gotten better, but it's still bad.
I think there was a period of time where I think actually Blake Lively put a pin in
Put
Blake.
A pin in Blake Lively.
I think Blake Lively was actively styling her, and I think that was a really difficult.
You blame it on Blake Lively.
I think that
you see what happens when you fuck up once.
I think there was
you'll
a period
get blamed
of
for
time,
all your shit.
I think there was a period of time where Blake Lively was advising her closely on style.
Was Taylor Swift wearing 3 pairs of pants at once or something?
Sort of. She was wearing a lot.
She was wearing like anklet boots.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Well, I think that she was also trying to be fashion forward in a way that just doesn't work for her. I think that she works best in a very like sort of classic style that she was trying to be like fashion forward and wearing like tartan and stuff, and it wasn't happening.
She loves tartan. It just, yeah.
She only wore tartan the one time, and it was during the Blake era. Yes.
I feel like she's always wearing tartan.
No,
she wore it on her fucking tour in the Eras tour. No,
she doesn't wear tartan.
I saw it on the whatever.
No, she wore it like to this one event. She was wearing weird things because I think she was. I think every once in a while she gets it in her head that she's going to be like a fashion girly, and it's never good. And what she actually needs to do is just have like kind of a very classic, like pretty and femme style, which is what she's doing right now with the dresses. And I think she's looking a lot better.
The dresses are always fine. It's the shoes that get me, but I'm not very picky with shoes.
Well, the thing is, she isn't ever like, I don't know, she's not like a slay type person. That's not what it is with her, but I do think that she's been having a better aesthetic style lately.
Are people, just like Clavicular's nose, are people allowed to have a weird looking nose? Yeah. Are people allowed to not slay? Yeah. Is it disappointing when one of the most successful, rich, and thin, like there's kind of no excuse for you to not be slaying? It's hard to process, but that's the reality that we live in.
That's the reality that we live in. So I think definitely wedding dress won't be a slay. I think high probability ugly.
Yeah.
But, she's had better style lately.
But we're not putting it on Kalshi, goddamn.
We're not putting it on Kalshi, but I will keep it on the bingo card. Okay, we're just going to go through what we know, what we might know, what we guess about the Taylor and Travis wedding as of today. Because as we know, Taylor Swift is set to marry Travis Kelce reportedly sometime soon.
Yeah.
But we don't actually know.
Yeah.
We don't actually have a date. Speculation around the wedding, the venue, the date. All of it has been ramping up lately, though, because signs point to that it is happening soon.
This summer, yeah.
This summer, and basically, I'll get into where this happens in the timeline, but, Travis Kelce goes back to training camp for football on July 22nd. So people believe that it's probably happening before then. So
that's reasonable.
That's kind of why people are targeting, and then different dates keep getting thrown out. So I'm going to go through the timeline of what we have learned and what we have heard. August 26, 2025, that's when they get engaged.
Okay, last year.
September 9th, 2025, a source tells People the wedding would be a private affair, not a spectacle. That's the first little thing that we get. September 17th, 2025, Travis tells Jimmy Fallon on the New Heights podcast that they will have a live band.
Oh,
and
God.
This is from Elle, which I thought was funny, this quote. The choice makes sense given Kelce organizes his Kelce Jam Music Festival and Swift is a performer by trade. I'm it's very funny to list Travis Kelce's Kelce Jam Music Festival as the reason why they might have a live band and not that Taylor Swift.
When you're writing articles, you have to fill up the minimum word count.
Exactly.
Or you won't get paid for the article, so you got to just add
You got to
shit.
say the Kelce Jam Music Festival.
Yeah.
October 2025, while promoting Life of a Showgirl, Taylor says she is considering a destination wedding.
Okay.
So we'll see. December 4th, multiple outlets begin reporting that the wedding will take place in Rhode Island at a venue called Ocean House, which is near Taylor's estate. Taylor's estate, of course, is called High Watch. But on Saturday, June 13th, supposedly this wedding is supposed to take place at Ocean House. So if you want to just go forward, this is Ocean House. This is the venue. This is the type of place I would imagine Taylor Swift's wedding to be. It's a huge, 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 huge Rhode Island estate. You can see it's got a lot of land. It seems like the type of thing that would probably be easily secured from the outside. And it's very idyllic and outdoors and in Rhode Island, which I think are all things that Taylor Swift likes. If we go to this next slide, this is Taylor Swift's house, High Watch.
I'd rather have it at my house. I know why you don't want to have a wedding at your house, But I'm like, this is still a big as fuck house.
And it does also already have like the infrastructure of like securing it, which we'll get into. But like, yeah, she has to have like a huge security perimeter around this thing.
Yeah.
Because as we'll get into, people have swarmed this town looking for her. You know, Ocean House, a little bit bigger. We still don't really know how many people are going to this thing. But anyway.
Well, no plus ones are going.
No, we'll talk about that. December 4th, this information comes out. They say that the wedding's going to take place June 13th, 2026. We now already know that is false. That did not happen.
We have not seen an ugly wedding dress yet.
We have not seen the ugly wedding dress revealed. In the Page 6 article that like claimed to know all of this, they said that Taylor paid off the couple that originally booked the date, which I just think is funny. It's like, we've heard that she's done this. And they also reported that Selena Gomez and Gigi Hadid would be bridesmaids. But then this woman, Tara Gerard, the actual wedding planner for the wedding that was taking place at June 13th, eventually confirms that this was not the case. So if you go to the next slide, this is basically a post from this place called The Wedding Chicks. And the caption was, Taylor Swift's alleged wedding date has the bridal internet in full detective mode. From rumored Rhode Island whispers to possible bridesmaids and wedding aesthetic predictions. If true, this may be the celebrity wedding mood board of the decade. And then Tara Gerard says, I am the wedding planner for June 13th at the Ocean House in Rhode Island. Sorry to let you know, Taylor is not my bride this weekend. Boo, kindest, Tara. Basically, one of the weird things that's happening is people are swarming this popular wedding venue, which is this estate that I showed you. Yeah. And any weekend in June that a tent goes up, they're like, it's Taylor Swift's wedding. And it's like, no, this is just a wedding venue generally. So you're going to see hints that a wedding is being set up there because that is what happens there.
The thing that disturbs me is them saying this may be the celebrity wedding mood board of the decade.
I don't think
so. And
so.
I'm like, what?
It's going to be the celebrity wedding mood board of 2012.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah. There'll be mason jars.
There's going to be like jewel-encrusted mason jars.
Jewel-encrusted mason jars.
The fairy lights are going to be fucking crazy at this thing.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
It's going to be crazy.
But I'm like, the celebrity mood board, I'm like, that's just not
She's
true.
going to have like custom Converse under the dress and stuff. You know what we're doing. You guys know what it's going to look like. The Haim sisters are going to have flower crowns on.
No.
We know what it's going to look like.
I can't believe they're getting married.
I can. She's been waiting for this for a long time. Do they stay married? This I don't know.
Okay, well.
That's
the Divorce Memoir Podcast,
and that's the Divorce
baby.
Memoir Podcast.
Keep talking about Taylor Swift's wedding. Let's go.
Let's go. December, this article comes out that turns out to be like entirely false about her getting married at this Rhode Island place. Then, in March of 2026, ESPN's Nate Taylor says, basically he says in an interview that Travis Kelce is planning to marry Taylor before camp, which is July 22nd. So this fuels more rumors that it's like, okay, it's June. From March to June, there's basically constant speculation. I'm going to go through the list of people who are supposedly invited because we don't actually know. Carly Kloss. That's huge because they've had supposed falling outs in the past.
Didn't she used to fuck her or something like
That's
that?
what people think. That's then we're getting into Gaylor stuff.
Okay,
and we can't
okay.
talk.
I'll stop.
Don't bring it up.
Okay.
Don't bring it up. But something happened between her and Carly Kloss, and it seemed like they weren't friends for a while.
Speaking of the Kushners, yeah.
And now it seems like they're friends. Ed Sheeran, I feel like he's definitely there. They're buddies.
Okay, yeah.
They're besties. Zoe Kravitz, supposedly invited, even though people were like, well, is she not going to invite her because Zoe's with Harry Styles? And that's
but she said no plus ones. Harry and Taylor were so long ago.
Yeah, I think that she's over that. And also, in general, I think sometimes there are different rules if both plus ones are known to the bride. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of feel like Taylor's going to be like, well, yeah, Harry can come.
Yeah, but like their relationship was, I'm saying Taylor and Harry's relationship wasn't that serious, right?
No, I mean, he inspired some really good songs. Selena Gomez, of course, and then I imagine we're getting Betty Blanco, Gigi Hadid. Somber apparently is reportedly going to be there. Haim sisters, obviously. Abigail Anderson Bernard, who is her high school best friend, who she met on the first day of high school. Abigail is known to the Swiftie community.
Interesting.
And then Prince William is rumored to... Well, basically, Prince William said that he was hoping to get an invite, and some people... There's a lot of instances in this of people joking and then it being reported as serious. So I think that Prince William was attempting a joke.
If you're Taylor Swift, would you invite Prince William?
I think if she knows him...
I'd invite Harry over. Harry is cooler
I feel like
William.
she's more likely to know Harry and Meghan than Prince William. We actually know so little about it. If it is a huge, crazy showstopper thing, then I think she's does. But I think if they go with like it actually was like an intimate affair with only then she doesn't. Who is supposedly not invited? Miles Teller and his wife Kaylee. This is like a big thing.
That's
she's
big
friends
drama. Yeah, the pajama.
Yeah, she's friends with Miles Teller's wife, but they're supposedly not invited. Blake Lively, huge source of discussion over whether or not Blake is invited. People simply don't know. Because in the Justin Baldoni of it all, a bunch of Taylor's texts to Blake Lively got exposed via Discovery in that, and Taylor is supposedly, and I would personally say rightfully not happy that her texts were exposed.
Well, because Blake looked bad in those texts, but then Taylor didn't look bad. I think she was just supporting her or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's some texts where they're talking shit about Justin Baldoni, which to me personally just read as Taylor is friends with Blake Lively, and she's like, I don't like this guy I'm working with, and Taylor's like, yeah, fuck him. He sucks. There is some kind of incident of like Taylor being at Blake's house when Justin was there and Taylor kind of like advocating for one of Blake's like ideas. Again, and I'm obviously like the Swiftie read. I kind of just feel like it's like, well, this girl's my friend. I don't know this guy.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So a lot of those texts get exposed. And then there are other texts that's kind of Taylor being like, you've been acting weird to Blake, and them kind of having, it seems like weird tension between them, and then all of that ended up in Discovery with the lawsuit, and all of that came out, and so she ended up getting wrapped up in it, and I don't think that Taylor likes being wrapped up in random lawsuits.
I can't think of anyone who does like
no
being wrapped up. And you said that there was allegedly a bachelorette party?
Yeah, so we'll get to that. But spoiler, Blake Lively was seen out in New York this weekend. Bachelorette party is supposedly taking place in Rhode Island. So
if you get me in a lawsuit, I'm not going to invite you to my bachelorette party.
If you get my texts in the lawsuit,
if my text gets subpoenaed because you're being annoying,
and my typos are now legal document, I can't.
And the thing about the Blake thing is that, you know, whether or not you believe Justin Baldoni, whatever, like there's all this stuff, like Blake had so many chances to not let it escalate as much as it got to.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think part of it is her bad judgment on not letting it go.
My feeling is that Taylor Swift kind of, that's where what she feels like is like, you let this get to the point where my fucking texts are now exposed, and
you're not coming to my bachelorette party.
According to TMZ, they said there's no +1s for single people, which, you know, discourse. I have my feelings about it, but I will let you say your thoughts.
I think that I understand, you know, your argument, the pro not having +1s on it is that Taylor Swift is very famous. You don't want unknown entities like to come to your thing. I understand that. I think what pissed me off is that everyone's going to idolize what Taylor Swift does. And what happened was all these think pieces were like, this is so slay mama. Should we all not let our single friends not get +1s? Like, we should do what Taylor's doing. This makes a good point. And it's just like, there is a marked difference on how much I enjoy it when I'm like stuck at the spare table with uncles versus like if I bring a friend. So that is more my thing. But also, Taylor Swift is incredibly rich. Travis Kelce is incredibly rich. They can make anything they want happen. So like, it kind of pissed me off that they're like this +1 thing. And then also like, yeah, we got to make our wedding like super, I don't know.
Well, I guess number one, I don't even know if it, like, we'll see if that's true. Because TMZ said that the wedding was happening last weekend. My feeling more is that, like, I think a lot of people, regular people who can't allow +1s, it's like a financial venue type of thing.
Of course, yeah.
Where,
of course.
You know, whatever. That's one thing. I don't think Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have that concern, but I do personally get them being like, we can't have just like random people that are not associated.
Vetted,
that are not vetted individual people coming to this, because not even just that, like, you know, she's very famous, etc. They might have plans to sell these wedding pictures and release this wedding shit themselves. And if some person is in there and like snapping shots and they sell them to TMZ first, it's like, who knows?
Yeah, and also like, I don't know. Some people do drugs on their wedding day.
Yeah, that's also
and
true.
You want to do drugs and have fun, and you don't want somebody who you don't know to snitch and make it a story.
It'll make more sense. Like, once we actually see what the wedding is, it'll be easier to determine, like, what's cool. Well, number one, no one should be saying, like, well, if Taylor Swift did this at her wedding, this is what regular people should do. Because Taylor Swift is, like, a different person, and she exists in a strange space. But, like, if it truly is an intimate wedding where it seems like they had everyone put their phones away and blah, 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 then I'm like, whatever, totally get it. If it is, like, the Prince William crazy version, I mean, I guess anyone can invite anyone to their wedding, if not, but it is kind of like, well, it seems like maybe there's more wiggle room. But also, it might not even be true, because TMZ has been saying all sorts of shit about this wedding. All these rumors are circulating about who's invited. Then, this month, rumors start circulating that the wedding's going to be July 3rd at Madison Square Garden, which is what TMZ is saying. Taylor and Travis have been seen all over New York. She does have a home in Tribeca, so, you know.
The Knicks were... She was at the Knicks game. Things.
She was at the
New
Knicks
York
game.
has incredibly high vibes. Who wouldn't?
She was at the Knicks game with the Haim sisters, which some people thought was a Bachelorette, maybe related activity. I think that she was kind of just at the Knicks game because she does.
I hated the shirts, but continue.
We can't do the shirts. I
hated the punch shirts. I hated that she was rooting for the Cavaliers.
No, she wasn't. She was rooting for the Knicks in the game. She went with him to the Cavs game. But she has a long history of rooting for the Knicks. She's been at Knicks games for many years. And Welcome to New York was their official song in 2014.
Okay.
But she went to a Cavs game with Travis, and you can watch pictures of her anytime the Knicks scores. She, like, looks at him and, like, ribs him and whatever. So she's rooting for the Knicks.
Okay. That's what I heard, was that she was rooting for the Cavs.
She was not.
But I hear that she's not, so okay.
She was at the game, but whatever. She went to the Haim. She brought the Haim sisters. People were like, is this a Bachelorette-related thing? She also brought Mariska Hargitay, who's, like, her friend, too.
No, Mariska is a true Knicks fan.
Yeah.
She is the true Knicks fan. She was on the float.
But she wore one of the shirts.
Taylor Swift probably got her one of the shirts, but just not.
But she didn't make her wear it. She wanted to wear it.
But it's not that she brought Mariska to the Knicks game.
But I think they all went together because they were all sitting together and they all wore the shirts together.
But Mariska would go with the Haim sisters. Wouldn't go to the Knicks game without Taylor.
Yeah.
Mariska would and does.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they all went as a group.
Okay.
They all went as a group and they all wore the shirts.
I will defend Mariska.
There's nothing to defend. She was there.
Yeah.
They were there as a group together.
Yes, okay.
They were wearing matching shirts.
I agree. I think that I'm pushing back more on the assumption that Mariska would not be rooting for the Knicks or at the game without.
Didn't say that.
That's why I'm letting it go.
Yes, they went together though.
Okay.
Then so she was at the mix. Stevie Nicks, Nickelback. I forget what all the other ones were.
Terrible.
That brings us to this weekend, when number one. Travis Kelce was rumored to be celebrating his bachelor party in Los Angeles. Here's a list of things he did. He attended the Chris Lake show at the LA State Historic Park.
What the fuck is that? Is Chris Lake a magician?
I think
he's a magician.
Chris Lake. I think he's like a country guy.
Oh, Jesus.
No, he's a music producer and DJ.
Oh, God. Okay,
so,
Chris Lake.
I actually don't know anything about him. I thought he was like a country person.
I'm thinking
and you
Chris
thought he was a magician.
Angel, yeah.
You're thinking Chris Angel. He's neither. He's just a guy.
Okay.
I think he's just
so
a
he
DJ.
just went to a
he went to a show. He went to Bird Street Club, and then on Sunday, and this is something I've been waiting to share with you, he was spotted in San Diego at a NASCAR race, and then they took a party bus to see Dave Chappelle.
Oh, my God.
So...
Can you imagine getting fucking hammered with your guys and then taking a party bus to go see someone be transphobic in an arena? To see someone smoke cigarettes for 30 minutes and say, like, well, I didn't know being transphobic was wrong.
I mean, literally. It's just not a party vibe to me at all.
He probably went backstage, too.
So he was doing this in LA. Meanwhile, in Rhode Island, we can go to this next slide, fireworks have been spotted over Ocean House. Also, SUVs were seen pulling up to Taylor's house. And this is from TMZ. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ activity at Taylor's Rhode Island mansion started to wind down late Friday afternoon, and early Saturday morning an entourage of several SUVs were spotted leaving the property. So people think this was her bachelorette party. Abigail has been seen in the area.
Oh.
So that's big. Abigail
spotted.
They
think she did her bachelor at Ocean House?
They think that she did her bachelorette at Ocean House, or like a combination of her house and Ocean House. Large tent spotted next door to Taylor's estate.
Wow.
So, and then side note, TMZ also reporting that Blake Lively spotted in New York during this time. So she's not.
Blake Lively's not invited to the Bachelorette.
So all of this speculation, why have I gone through this timeline? What is happening? All of this speculation has led fans to basically swarm this town in Rhode Island because a lot of people believe that this is going to be the site of the wedding. I'm confused now, honestly, about where I think the wedding is going to be. I don't think it's going to be at Madison Square Garden. But
it might be in a nice place in New York.
Yeah, they have been hanging around New York. Maybe it'll be in
they
Bushwick. They were in Bushwick.
Bushwick.
They went to a different wedding in Bushwick.
They went to a different wedding in Bushwick.
So I guess there's like a nearby lighthouse that's like, you know, supposed to be like an idyllic, nice lighthouse. Fans are swarming the lighthouse, getting up in the lighthouse because it's like the easiest way to like get a view of Taylor Swift.
But what do you want to see? Fans, if you're thirsty about Taylor, like, what are you trying to see? Taylor's wedding dress? Go to Kohl's.
Or you're just trying, yep, and
go
say
to
that.
Kohl's.
Go to Kohl's. Go to Kohl's. But they've been pestering local shop owners to try to see if they've like been selling things for the wedding. So they'll go in and be like, they'll go into like a flower shop and be like, sold any huge numbers of flowers lately or whatever. And the Westerly Police has to have a community service officer. This has been for the past 2 years, basically since the announcement of the wedding. The town has been terrorized by Swifties since she bought the mansion in 2013. One lady, I was reading an interview with her that said people used to just drive around the town blasting her music for hours and hours. So
what do you want? Taylor's probably never there.
She's not there.
You want her to like be driving around and be like, "Are you listening to Love Story? Hey, can I hang out with you guys?" I mean,
I don't know, but so they have to have a community service officer who now is stationed at the entrance of this like public path leading to the beach that is next to Taylor Swift's mansion. Like the closest that you can get on public roads to Taylor Swift's mansion is down this path, and he has to stand there and answer questions.
Wow.
About Taylor Swift. I read an interview with him, and it seems like most of the questions are like, is she home? And he's like, I don't know. The officer's name is Nick Caratella, or one of the quotes from the article I read about him says, over the years, he's seen plenty of unusual reaction. His coworker once spotted a fan on their knees, bowing towards the entrance of the property. Visitors have shouted, I love you, Taylor, from the roadside. One woman convinced her granddaughter that he was Swift's security guard and posed for a photo with him. So just a random man.
Oh my God.
We don't actually know anything about Taylor Swift's wedding.
You know a lot more than I'm even comfortable with my friend knowing about Taylor Swift's wedding.
But the thing is, the things that we know are things we don't actually know. Yeah. I can give you the timeline of rumors about Taylor Swift's wedding, but we don't actually know when or where this wedding is going to take place. So for the crime of terrorizing an entire town based solely on internet rumors, most of which have been proven to be false, we must say, Swifties in Rhode Island,
Go touch grass.
And now I do have one final question for you is where do you think Taylor is going to get married?
You know what? I wouldn't put it past her to get married. She's going to pick either something very corny, like somewhere near Central Park, or she's going to get married in Harlem for Travis.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Millie's putting her money down on Harlem.
No, I said like she'll get married in like the Plaza Hotel off Central Park or something like really corny New York, or what is it, Wardrobe Astoria, something like that, or Harlem.
I don't think it's Madison Square Garden because
she's not getting married in Madison
Square
Square
girl, she wants an outdoor element to her wedding. I feel strongly that she's going to want greenery, she's going to want outdoor. I would have really thought
she was going to do Rhode Island.
That it was Rhode Island.
Rhode Island's annoying to get to for like
a
lot of people.
I know, but these are private plane people. You know what I'm saying? These are private plane people. They could fucking
Abby
get a
ain't
boat.
taking no. Maybe she is actually.
I think Abby gets grandfathered onto other people's private planes.
Yeah.
Abigail's no stranger to the private plane at this point.
Well, apparently Taylor uses a private plane to wipe her ass.
I know exactly. I'm like, I don't think Taylor's gonna have trouble like shuttling people to this wedding from her plane. Like she'll do it like people have the bus.
Yeah.
You know how like sometimes you'll go to a wedding and it's like how many people are taking the bus?
Yeah.
It's like how many people are getting on my plane? I feel that it will be in a pastoral setting. My money is on Rhode Island, though I think that, honestly, anywhere that's been explicitly proposed, I think, is a fake out. I think it'll be somewhere...
in, like, Pennsylvania. Or
I mean, she's from Pennsylvania. Sometimes she grew up on that Christmas tree farm.
Yeah.
I think it will be more of, like, a compound pastoral vibes. She does need a place that can be secured externally in a way that I feel like for it to happen in New York would be so crazy.
Yeah.
And I do think she wants to be outside, so I think it's going to be in, like, a
Maybe
compound.
Maybe she does, like, a rooftop in New York City.
Yeah?
She gets married at 230 Fifth Avenue rooftop, the fucking worst rooftop bar in the world.
Speaking of corny, she could do, like, Top of the Rock. I could see that.
Top of the Rock, people don't know to go there because it's actually better than Empire State because you can see in Empire State. Well,
yeah. Anyway, that's our episode.
That's our show. Nice and long and healthy and thick. Guys, you can find us at Go Touch Grass Pod everywhere you find the podcast. You can find me at @Millie_Tamaris on TikTok and Instagram and at Millie Tamaris on Twitter.
And you can follow me at Pandalise on Instagram and at Elise Navidad on TikTok. And until next time, go touch grass!